Okay, so now we want to make ourselves a little config panel that we can go to where we can set the resolutions of the render targets in case you've got or pretty heavy renders going on and you're losing performance. So how you kind of switch panels is called a widget switcher. Let's get a widget switcher. There we go. Let's put that right there. Let's rename this to 4 up $9 sign. Okay, this should go under here, like so. And let's make sure this widget switcher is anchored to the center. Clears out. Okay. Then let's get another uniform grid panel. Uniform grid panel. There we are. We can call this config. There we go. So basically, this index number right here will just switch between the two. Let's go to 1. We're going to work in there. Let's get ourselves an image as a backdrop. And then we can make that gray. We'll screen it. And then let's go get a scale box. Then another uniform grid panel inside the scale box. And then in here, we're going to want to, have like a resolution X, resolution Y, and then like a little editable text box, and then maybe like a button where we can send some information out of here. So let's get text. Drop it down. And let's call this resolution X. And actually, let's go to the scale box and let's center it. Right now, copy paste. And let's call this resolution Y. Nope. All right. So this can be in row 1 and the other one can be in row 0. Now let's get some editable text box right here. Put you right there. And let's call this input X gray. And this will go into column 1. And this will be input Y gray. And this will be 1, 1. Let's go here to the uniform grid panel. And let's give it a little bit of room here to breathe. Okay, great. And then next, let's add a button here. And this will go into column 3. Let's call this view set gray. And let's get some text here and put it on that button. There we go. Let's do set. Okay, looks pretty good. So now let's hop over and get some logic. We'll pull the render target and get the resolution, and we'll put it in here as soon as we set the camera. And then we'll read this information back out so that when we hit set, it will set the resolution on the render target. Let's hop over into our blueprint here. Let's figure out where we can pull our texture target from. So to get it right where we're looping through, let's go get texture target. Where are you? There you go. Get texture target. That was our variable. Let's pull you over here. promote to variable, and then let's just say render target gray. Render target gray. So this is our render target gray. Let's set this like so. Then let's get this render target that we just set here. We could pull all this information from here, but we're gonna need the gray render target at a later time. So with this, we're going to try and get the size X and size Y. There you are. Get size X and get size Y. Okay. And then, so this is a little bit of a weird thing that we have to do, but so the data type from the render target is a integer. And the data type that our boxes want in the UI is a text type. And you can't go from an integer to a text for some reason. At least I haven't been able to figure it out. So you have to go string first here. Great. Okay. Make sure you compile that. Now there's our input X and input Y gray that we have here. And these show up here in this list because we made them a variable. So let's grab these. All right. Now with X, let's go set text. Here we go. Right here. And then we can plug X into there. And it'll automatically do the string to text. Us. Same thing, set text. We want to do for the Y. So Y target and X target. There we go. Now if we compile and we should make ourselves a little button here to be able to switch back and forth instead of having to do it in the blueprint. So let's go here and let's drop a button here. I didn't get it. We want to do that at the top here. Let's put it anchored to the left. And then we're going to move it back in. I'm terrible at guessing these numbers. I don't know what that says about me. Anyways. Okay, and let's get some text here. Let's call this the switcher. Get some text here. And let's just say let's size this to content. And let's say open config. There we go. That's humongous. Move it over again. Okay, how does that look? That looks good. We can mess with it later. Okay, now let's go down here and let's say on clicked. And let's build some logic here. Okay, so let's grab our poorly named widget switcher here. And let's get active widget index. So this is going to figure out what index we are on, this thing right here, which we are currently on 1. And we are currently on 0. And then let's just say, if it's 0, then switch it to 1. And if it's 1, then switch it to 0. Go equals. So if it's equal to 1, then we will set the active index. Widget index, we'll set it to, so if it's 0, we'll set it to 1. And if it's 1, we'll set it to 0. Okay, and now we're also going to want to change the text to open config or exit config, something like that. So let's grab our text. Let's make sure that it's a variable so that it shows up. Let's name it config. There we go. Go over here. Let's grab our config text. Set text. And this will be exit config and open config. Let's see. Open config, exit config. Still, the text for that looks quite large to me. I will refrain from being too ridiculous on the up. Yep. Moving on, back to what we were doing. All right, so let's pick a camera and let's go to config, and it pulled the resolution for us. Now we want to be able to set the resolution here and be able to hit the set button and set the resolution of the render target. So let's go and let's get the set button and unclicked. Okay. So let's get our render target so that we know what we want to mess with. And let's go to resize render target 2D. Okay. And let's get our input X gray and input Y gray. So now we have to do the same thing where we have to go from text to string to integer. So let's go get text here and then string, and I plug that in and I'll do the conversion to the integer. There we go. Let's see if that works. So now let's set a camera, open our config, and let's just take a character out of here. Let's make it super small. Set Xconfig, and you see that the resolution of the render is super small. Or set it back. Great. I'm going to nudge this button over. Awesome. So we've now set the config where we can mess with the resolution of the render target. We've done a switcher so we can switch back and forth between our config and our render view. And then when we come back, what we'll do is we'll investigate kind of how we can better use functions in this code, and then we'll make our for up. And yeah, it'd be a great time.